Hello everyone. Today's topic is immunology. Let's study about this. Basically, immunology is the study about the immunity, which is due to different actions and the basic functions to fight against the different pathogens and diseases. So, the very first step is the introduction, that is how we need to define the immunity and why we need to study this concept. Basically, daily we are exposed to large number of infectious agents. However, only a few of these exposures result in disease. The reason is that our body is able to defend itself from most of those foreign agents. This ability of the body to fight against the disease causing organisms conferred by the immune system is basically the immunity. So let's check the definition for immunity. Immunity is the ability of an organism to recognize the foreign material, which could be an organism or particle or chemical, that enter into the body, and to mobilize these cells and the cell products to speed up the removal of the foreign materials. To study the body's natural defense mechanism against pathogens and toxic molecules is basically the study of immunology. The vulnerability of a person to the infectious agents is known as susceptibility, and it is opposite of the immunity. So let's see. This is an electron microscopic picture of the E. coli. It's a bacteria inside the human intestine. Now let's move ahead and see how many types of immunity we have in our body. So basically, immunity is of two types. One is innate immunity. It is basically a non-specific type of defense mechanism that is present at the time of birth. This is accomplished by providing different types of barriers to the entry of the foreign agents into our body, which we'll study later in our course in this slides also. So innate immunity is basically also known as inborn immunity. Certain animals do not suffer from some diseases, basically infectious diseases. So the reason behind uh, this is that microbes that cause these diseases fail to flourish in such animals. This type of immunity is inherited by the organism from the parents and protect it from birth throughout the life. It is basically the innate or inborn immunity. Human beings, for example, have innate immunity against distemper, a fatal disease of dogs. Innate immunity is basically non-specific, as you can see in the slide also I have mentioned, which is present since birth. It is accomplished by providing different types of barrier to the entry of the foreign agents in our body. So these the different types I have listed in the form of a table later in the section. These barriers may include physical barriers, physiological barriers, cellular barriers, and cytokine barriers. All these barriers are discussed in detail later in the following slides, which are coming to which are commencing ahead. So the second one is the acquired immunity. It is a pathogen specific. It is characterized by the memory. So whenever there is the development of immunity in the body, there are certain chemicals or agents or cells which develop into the memory, and they remember their past experience with the pathogen interaction. This means whenever body encounters a pathogen for the first time, produces a response which is known as primary response, which is of very low intensity. Subsequently, when the body again encounters with the same pathogen, then it elicites a highly intensified secondary or anamnestic response. This is ascribed to the fact that our body appears to have memory of the first encounter. So let's see the different types of innate immunities. So innate immunity, basically it has been classified into four types in your book, and the first one is physical barrier, in which the cell membrane, etc., they are acting as the barrier to the entry of the organism. Physiological, it basically includes the chemicals, etc., like HCl in our stomach. So such type of things, they avoid the entry of bacteria or microbial agents. Cellular barriers and cytokinin barriers. Next is acquired immunity. So acquired immunity, as we have already seen in the previous slide, is basically the immunity which is developed after the encounter of the pathogen when it enters into the body. So in this concern, our body, it develops the two types of lymphocytes. These are the cells. One is B lymphocytes and second one is T lymphocytes. So B lymphocytes are produced in the form of antibodies which are proteinaceous in nature, and such type of immune response is known as humoral immune response. T lymphocytes, they produce the cell which are known as T cells, and they are acting as the cell mediated immunity in our body, or cell mediated immune system in the body. So let's discuss some of these factors in bit detail. What are the physical barriers? So most of the organisms, basically human beings, they have physical barriers in the form of skin. We have keratin, nails, etc., hairs. So corny layer, which prevents the entry of the viruses and bacteria into our body. Next type of physical barrier is mucous membrane. It is present in our respiratory, digestive, etc., in the tracts. Uh, Physiological barriers, as these are basically the chemicals which helps in the prevention of the bacteria to get entry inside our body. It may include secretions from the body like saliva, our gut secretion of bile which is having alkaline pH, tears which is saline fluid secreted by the lacrimal glands over the eyes, nasal secretion which also destroys the harmful and foreign germs containing lysozyme, vaginal bacteria, etc. These are the first line of defense mechanism which prevent our body from being get infected by the different microbial agents. Then the second line of defense, which includes cellular barriers, it may have WBCs, that is leukocytes, basophils, and cells like neutrophils which are acting as a phagocytes, monocytes, macrophages, mast cells. So these are acting as a soldiers and scavengers. The phagocytic cells are basically the neutrophils and macrophages. Besides destroying the microbes, they also eat up the dead tissues. They are properly known as soldiers or scavengers of the body. And inflammatory reactions also, like uh, most of the skin injury, it allows the foreign matter to enter into the tissue. The certain chemicals which are released from the cells, they also help to form the blood clot, which prevents or check the entry of the foreign particles. It may include chemical like histamine, etc. And then cytokinin barriers. So such barriers basically, uh, it is basically a special defense system which works specifically against viral infection. It has no effect on microorganisms. Cells invaded by viruses produce an antiviral protein which is known as interferon. The latter is released from the infected and dying host cell. On reaching the nearby uninfected cells, it makes them to resist to the virus infection. Resistance is provided by the formation of certain proteins which prevent multiplication of the virus. Fever increases the production of interferons. Interferons have proved effective in treating the diseases like influenza and hepatitis but have not succeeded against the cancer. So the next slide is about the initiation and development of the immunity, how our immune system it is being activated. So I have listed 3 points. One is through the exposure of disease causing organisms. So whenever our body is encountering the pathogen or antigen, it starts developing antibodies against those organisms, and in later terms, whenever the second time, as we have already studied, in the form of acquired immunity, we develop the antibodies against such organisms. So exposure of disease causing organisms, it helps to develop the immunity. Next is through disease. Whenever there is an entry of the pathogen, it causes disease into the individual, and after the recovery of the disease, our body learns, or it retains the memory cells of in the form of the antibodies. So whenever there is second encounter with the same specific type of microbial agent or microbes, then body is able to fight against such disease very effectively through antitoxins. So there are certain chemicals also, whenever we our body encounters with a specific type of chemical, it also produces the antibodies against such antigenic nature of the elements. So the next this slide is about the defense mechanism of the body. So we have two types of defense mechanism: non-specific defense mechanism and specific defense mechanism, through which our body it encounters with the different type of organisms, basically the microorganisms or disease causing organisms. Some of the examples we have already studied in we have already discussed in the previous slides. Let's see the next slide. So this is how I have listed the non-specific host defense barrier or mechanism, how our body it encounters the different types of organisms through the barriers what we have. So anatomic barriers, these are basically the physical barriers which include skin. It is acting as a mechanical barrier which retards the entry of microbes. Skin also provides acidic environment ranging pH from 3 to 5, which retards the growth of microbes, so helps in preventing the disease causing organisms. Likewise, mucous membranes, it is also normally avoid the normal flora, compete with the microbes for the attachment sites and nutrients. Mucus entraps foreign microorganisms. Cilia propel the microorganisms out of the body, and most of the cells they are being digested by the chemicals released by the cells. Likewise, physiological barriers. So temperature, normal body temperature inhibits growth of some pathogens. Fever response inhibits growth of some pathogens. Likewise, low pH acidity of the stomach contains contents kills the most of the ingested microorganisms. So pH is around 2 to 3 due to the presence of hydrochloric acid inside our stomach. Likewise, chemical mediators, lysozyme, it cleaves the bacterial cell wall. Interferon, these are the substances released when our body encounters with the viral particles. It induces the antiviral state of uninfected cells. Complement lysis of the microorganisms or facilitates the phagocytosis. Toll-like receptors recognize microbial molecules, a single cell to secrete immunostimulatory cytokines. Collectins disrupt the cell wall of pathogen. Next is phagocytic or endocytic barriers. Various cells internalize, that is endocytose, or break down the foreign micromolecules, or specialized cells like blood monocytes, neutrophils, tissue macrophages. They internalize the phagocytose and kill and digest the whole microorganisms. Likewise, inflammatory barriers, tissue damage and inflammation or infection due to leakage of the vascular fluid containing serum proteins with the antibacterial activity, and influx of the phagocytic cells into the affected area also helps to prevent the disease causing organism. Specific defense mechanism, it includes the lymphocytes which are produced in the bone marrow of our body, and it basically produces B cells and T cells. So when T cells are responsible for the defense mechanism, such type of defense mechanism is basically known as CMI, that is cell mediated immune response. And when B cells are or antibodies are responsible for the defense mechanism of the individual, then humoral response is responsible for activating the antibodies against the antigens which are coming from outside. So in this diagram, various foreign proteins, see types, what are different types of antigens are being shown here. So these light green color foreign particles are being shown, viruses are shown with this dark green color, bacteria with purple, parasite with yellow, and fungi with somehow they have shown it with the gray color. So whenever there is internalization of the antigen digested by the cell, what happens? It is altered the cell's self defense mechanism, and see how the cell is being activated and the antigens, they are being destroyed by the antibodies. So both the type of cell responses are shown in here. The first one is cell mediated response, which is due to T cells. You can see here T cell is there and they are destroying the antigen. Likewise, in humoral response, a cell containing antibody over the surface is being shown here. Which on attachment with the antigen, which is antigen specific, it secretes the or lies the antigen antibody complex, and it ultimately destroys the antigen from entering into the cell interior. Next is how the endocytosis or endophytic process, it will end up with the complete digestion or absorption of the foreign antigen. It is being shown in these two pictures. So now immunity can also be classified into two forms, that is active and passive immunity, based on the time of response our body which it encounters with the microbial agent. Suppose when we talk about the active immunity, whenever there is an interaction with the pathogen, when a host is exposed to the antigens are basically the pathogens which may be in the form of living or dead microbes on proteins. Antibodies are produced in the host body. This type of immunity is basically active immunity. Active immunity is slow and it takes time to give its full effective response. So whenever there is first time encounter, there is low level of response against the antigens, and as our body develops the memory cells, so in second response with the same type of organism or pathogen, our body is capable to fight effectively against those disease causing organisms. So injecting the microbes deliberately building in a manipulation or infectious organisms during the natural infection, it actively helps to develop the active immunity. Next is passive immunity. When there is ready-made antibodies which are directly given to protect the body against the foreign agents, then such type of immunity is known as passive immunity. Like when we give vaccines against polio or hepatitis B, etc., rabies. So such type of immunity, or you can say after snake bite. So the immunity which is being developed due to the chemicals which is injected into the body is of particular duration, and that's why it is of passive nature. Next is what is vaccination and immunization. So the very important principle for immunization is based on the property of memory of the immune cells or immune system. In vaccination, a preparation of antigenic proteins. So antigenic proteins are basically the pathogen borne, which are either in inactivated or weakened form, which is basically known as vaccines, are introduced into the body of the individual. Like polio vaccine, hepatitis B vaccine. Vaccines are basically given in gives us the passive immunity. So what happens when our immune system is not functioning properly? So the consequences for dysfunctioning of the immune system is individual may develop allergies, may suffer from autoimmune diseases, or immunodeficiency may occur, AIDS may occur, that is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. Immunosuppression of organ transplants will also occur. Cancer disease may also appear in some of the cases. So what are basically the immune system in our body which are acting against the microbial agents? So we have two type of immune system which is been activated in our body. The primary organs are lymphoid organs, which are bone marrow and thymus, which are primary immune system. They produce B cells, T cells, etc., so as to encounter the antigen in the form of CMI or humoral cell system. So the next one is secondary lymphoid organs, which include spleen, lymph nodes, tonsils, pyres, patches of small intestine, and appendix. So they also helps to fight these microbial agents. MALT. This is a specific type of defense mechanism which is abbreviated. The full form is mucosa associated lymphoid tissue, which is present within the lining of the major tracts like respiratory, digestive, and urogenital, which helps to develop the immune system or immunity in the body by fighting against the different microbial agents. So you can see the diagram of the lymphatic system in the human body, where different lymph nodes are being shown here which are acting. So they can either be primary or secondary lymphoid organs. So these are the summaries of the topic what we have taken. Thank you.